Hello everybody, welcome to Shay's World, and in today's tutorial I'll be walking you through the process of extracting data from a web page using import.io. What exactly is data extraction, you might ask? Well, it's basically retrieving data from a web page, data that might be disorganized or non-tabular, and putting it into a more structured format. For today's purposes, we'll be extracting data from a website known as Event Listings Toronto Open Mic Scene. And so before we even proceed to actually extract the data, the first step is to actually go on Google and find the web page. So I'm going to enter Chrome. We're going to look for our page. So here we are. As you can see, some of the default criteria, it's already applicable to me, so I'm going to keep it. I am living in Toronto, and Toronto is obviously in Canada. On the left-hand corner, we can see, the left side rather, we can see that there are other, we can make our search even more specific, and I would like open mic listings that take place Monday to Friday. And the type of event I'd like to search for are all music related. So I'm going to do one final refresh. Better safe than sorry. That's how I see it. And now we have the page that we want to extract the data from. There are exactly 25 venues on this page, and that's excluding when we restart the week. As you can see here, Monday, Tuesday, and it goes to Wednesday. We just need the Monday, the first Monday through Friday. So now that we have the information, I'm just going to go ahead and search my computer for import.io. And as you can see, I've downloaded it, so I'm just going to enter right away. So as you can see, we've landed, we're here, and what I'm going to do is click New and select Classic Extractor. There are other ways, there are subsidiary tools within import.io to extract data, but for my purposes I'll be using the Classic Extractor. I'm a classic rather than breaded wings kind of girl. Don't ask me how I know that. Well, you can. I work at Pizza, so comes with the territory. So I'm going to just click Classic Extractor. And we're going to wait patiently for the page to load. And just so you know that there are other data extraction tools. You have WebMiner, there's Google Scraper, but I just decided to use the top of the line, and for my purposes import.io is more feasible. And what I like about this program, as you can see here, is that it leads you through the process. So enter the website address above, the wizard below will guide you through building extractors, etc., etc. So what I'm going to do is just go back to my web page. I'm going to select it, Control C to copy. Yes, you Apple lovers, I'm using a PC. And we're just going to go back to import.io, and I'm going to Control V. Place it in the tab. Enter. And again, we wait patiently for this to load. Okay, so we're on our web page. Everything's how it's supposed to be. So I'm just going to go ahead and let import.io know that I'm there. Let's just read what it says. Okay, let's extract some data. Go to an example of the type of page you want to extract data from. And as we've aforementioned, I'm already there. Import.io, and what I like is that it tells it kind of prompts you to select detect optimal settings, because it finds out the best way to extract and how best they can extract the data from the page. So I'm going to just go ahead and click that. Is the data you want to extract still in the browser? Yes, it is. And rows per page. This is basically asking if we want one single thing from each page, or is it multiple, is it a lot of the same thing. And as you can see, there are rows for days on this page, so I'm just going to go ahead and select multiple. Okay, so this is where it gets fun. We get to train rows and columns, and what this basically means is we're building our database. We're actually building a spreadsheet, how many rows we want, how many columns, and we're deciding what information we want to populate these rows and columns. So as horizontal, the horizontal line here would constitute a row. So I'm going to go ahead and select these, and what import.io allows you to do is train these rows. So we're basically selecting row by row until import.io gets the hang of everything and generates the rows on its own. So we're going to select the venue name, the address, and the time that the Open Mic Night starts, and we're training these rows. Okay, and there you go. Import.io has all 25 rows. So there are 25 venues, as I previously mentioned. So I'm just going to go ahead and click I've got all 25 rows. Now for the columns. When we consider the information that we've just used for rows, we're going to see what would be appropriate column headings. So of course, name of venue. And similar, but in a way, contrary to what we did when we were training rows, what we're going to do is, instead of selecting the entire row, we're going to just select this portion that's pertinent to the name of the venue. So we just want the name of venue. We're going to select that, and we're going to train it. And it's magic. Import.io gives us all 25 venues. Can I get an amen? And we're going to add another column, address. Click done. As you can see, it's on text. And we're just going to select this portion, and we're going to train it. And like a boss, import.io gets the job done. Another column would be the start time for these Open Mic Nights. I've messed around with the date and time, but I'm going to keep it at text. It's static information. I'm just going to keep it at text for now. And what I'm going to do is select 9 p.m. and train. And see, once you keep training the information, import.io eventually gets the hang of it, and so it lessens your workload. And I think, considering what's on the page, we've gotten most of the information. We've gotten what we came for. So I'm going to just click I've got what I need. Okay. So we've got what we needed, and what I'm going to just tell import.io is that I'm done training. It gives you the option to add another page, but for now, I'm just going to train this one page. I'm done training. Woohoo! You can now upload to import.io, and it gives you a little smiley. So cute. And what are we going to name? A name for the extractor. So we're just going to make it correspond with the information we've been extracting. So Open Mic Night listings. We put a dash, put Toronto, and I'm just going to go ahead and click OK. Success. You can use this either in a data set or over the API. For now, I just want them to show me the money. I mean, the data. This is where all of the training the work we just put in, we see it finally realized. So traditionally, and well, not traditionally, but on other systems, you might see a dashboard and you have the option to download the information into a spreadsheet. But on my system, it gives me these three options. So it can either be displayed in a tabular format, JSON, which is basically JavaScripted object notation, not relevant for today's purposes, and TSV, which is a really simplistic alternative to CSV. And I'm prompted to download as CSV, but it doesn't really work that well. So what I'm going to do is just copy and paste this into a spreadsheet. So Control A just to select all, and then Control C to copy. And I'm going to go to Excel, close, and Control V just to paste this. Just giving my columns some space to breathe. And here we are in our spreadsheet. So we have the start time, we have the address, and the name of the venue. Okay. I think it would be more appropriate to have the name of the venue first. So what I'm going to do is just hover right here, click Shift, and just move the name of my venue to the top, to the beginning rather, and just kind of move the address, you know, just to have some form of fluidity in the presentation of the data. Okay, so we have the name of venue, we have the address, and we have the start time. Just going to do some general formatting, make everything fancy. So the address, start time, and I'm just going to go ahead and highlight, really highlight everything, because I'd like it 12-point font, and I'm a Times New Roman kind of girl, so I'm just going to go for that. And headings, make them bold and give them a larger font. So here we are. We have the name of our venue, we have the address, we have the start time, and these are all for the Open Mic listings. I'm going to go ahead and save this, my documents folder, and I'm going to save it as Open Mic Night Listings Toronto. So I can easily identify it when I'm searching through my many documents. What I'm going to do is add another column here and just put the day of the week, because I have everything listed and that's all wonderful, but I want to know what days should I be going to these venues. Okay, and this is something I can manually input later. It's not necessarily needed for today because I've already shown you how to use import.io. But just to clarify, even though the date is listed Monday, October 5th, 2015, I'm a frequent visitor to this site, so I know that the date is not necessarily important. It's just knowing the day, because the venues, it's all repeated. So there's some degree of consistency on the site. So we have the day, we have the name of the venue, we have the address, and we have the corresponding starting times. And this is how you use import.io. It's functional, it's easy once you get the hang of it and once you read, and I just want to thank you for sticking around to my tutorial. I'll see you next time, and until then, Keep data extracting. It's awesome.